Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create my Railroad Express bracelet. This is actually a variation of my Scorpio design that I did for the Zodiac series. If you made that bracelet, you will see that the band layout is exactly the same, but there is a few differences in the looping which gets this different and flat looking bracelet. I think it's really cool. It's a reversible design. So this is the signature side. And this is the back side, which I really like as well. So you can wear it on either side, of course. So it does take a lot of bands. The total number of bands is 226. The breakdown of that is 48 of this red, 50 of the green, 52 of the baby blue, 50 of the purple, and tucked inside there is a clear cap band in there, right there. You will need 26 of those. So I will have that information down in the description box below for you guys, just in case you have to reference back to it. I'm not going to ramble on too much. This is a little bit of a longer taking bracelet. So let's get those bands ready and we can get started. To make this bracelet, you will need to have at least 4 bar pins. You need to have them set up aligned next to each other like this. And then if you want a full wraparound bracelet like I'm making today, you will need a total of 8 bar pins. So you have them set up the 4 wide, and then you will have the second set set up right in front of it where the blue bases are. I will have a video linked below showing you how to do this setup if you're not sure how to do that. So the first color you're going to grab is going to be the one that you don't see, which is the clear inside of here. You're not really supposed to actually see that color, so I'm going to stick with clear. And we only need one of these for right now. So we're going to lay that across the center for when we close it up. And you can stick that color to the side because we're not going to need that for a while. The second color you're going to now grab is going to be the border color, which is this baby blue. I'm going to use yellow. We're going to lay one going to the right and one going to the left. Keep that color close by though. Now we're going to choose the color that is green on this one. No, excuse me, I apologize. We are choosing the purple color right now. So that purple is what we're choosing now, and I am going to use pink. And we're going to lay a straight band on the 2 center rows, like so. Now we're going to choose what color you want for the green. And I'm going to use turquoise for that. And remember, keep all of these colors close by. So we're going to lay a diagonal band from the left corner here, diagonally into the center. And we'll do the same on the right side, going diagonally in to the center. As you can see, the left and the right side are going to mirror each other. So we are now going to go back to our border color, which is this color right here. And that's yellow for me, and I'll show you one more time. It's the baby blue on this bracelet here. The beginning just starts a little bit differently. So we are going to lay this going straight on the outer bar pins. And now we are going to go back to your color that was right here, which is pink for me, the straight center ones. And we're going to go straight again. So when you lay your border straight bands, you will also lay your center straight bands. If you haven't been able to tell, I've been coming down with a little bug, and I have like such a foggy brain, and I just feel like things are processing very slow for me today. You may pick up on that in the video, and I do apologize. So now that we have that set up, you are now going to start seeing the actual pattern of how the bands are laid. So we are now going to be grabbing a new color that we have yet to lay, and that is going to be the red in this bracelet here. I am going to use a dark purple. It's actually a glitter purple. And we're going to lay that horizontally right here so that it connects to the top of the border. And then do the same thing on the left. So I'm actually going to have you, whatever color you just laid for the horizontal bands, grab one of those and sit it up near you somewhere so that we can lay the colors in order, just to kind of help you and not lose track, because it can be a little confusing. So after laying that, we are going to go back to our diagonal band, which is the turquoise there. And we will lay them diagonally inwards like so. Don't forget to add that up to your pile so you can see the order. After the diagonal, we're going to lay our side border, and that's my yellow. So we go straight with those. I'm going to add that yellow to my pile. Now we're going to lay our center straight ones, which is my pink. Add that to my pile. And now we will go back to our first color because it's time for the horizontal, and that's going to be my purple. And you can see that up there. So it's actually not so bad once you start doing it a little bit. The beginning can be a little bit intimidating. So we'll start that all over again. We start it with our purple right here. Now you can see up here I have my turquoise, so I can look back at my last section and see that that's diagonal in case you forget for some reason. Look up at my pile and I see yellow is next, and that would be my border. So you go straight with those. And the next color in my pile is pink, and I know that the pink is my straight centers. Like that. So we're going to start all over again. We end it with our pink, so we now go back to your first color. And for me, that is purple. So I'm going to lay my horizontals. My turquoise, which is my diagonal bands. My yellow, that's my straight borders. And lastly, my two center straight pink ones. So as you can see, by having them in a line right here, it just makes things so much easier because you can just look one section behind and figure out where it goes. So that is what we are going to do. I'm going to actually move these out of the way, but I'm going to keep them to the side so that I can see them. Make sure you keep yours close by. And I am going to continue laying these all the way up. I am probably going to fast forward just to save on a little bit of time. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and hop off, get the rest of mine laid, and then I will come back on once I reach the top and show you how we're going to close it off at the end. Okay guys, so I'm at the end of my loom, and I just want to show you the last thing that I laid was my pink straight one. So my border's laid over here, my center pink straight one's laid, and now according to the order that we've been following, we would now lay the horizontal, which is my purple. We'll go back to the diagonal. And then to finish off, we will do one more of the border. And that is how it will end. We will not lay anything going this way. So the last thing you should lay is the straight border on the side, like so. So come to the beginning of the loom. You're still going to have the openings facing away from you, and you're going to need to grab your hook. We will have to lay one more set of bands, but we have one more step that we have to do before laying those. So you're going to grab your hook, and we're going to be grabbing the back side, or the closest side towards you, of the pink band. So this band right here, we don't do anything on the first row right here. Come up to the second row. On the center pins, it will be the second band down, which is the pink, right here. And you're going to flip it over and let it go like that. So here it is on this side. Second band down. You're just going to flip it over and release it. Come up here, grab the second band down, flip it over and release. Repeat on the left. We need to do that on every row. It doesn't matter if you do this with your loom facing away from you or towards you, but I just usually leave it facing away from me. But either way, it's the second band down. So go ahead and get those all flipped over. And this is what it should look like after you have all of those flipped. Once you've done that, I would recommend taking a second, going through and pushing them all down just to give us some room. We're going to need to lay a double cap band on the center of all of those pins. So now you can actually turn the loom around and face yourself. Just might make it a little easier, like so. And whatever color you used for the very, very first band, which is my clear, that is the color you're going to want to grab right now. And like I said a second ago, we're going to lay double cap bands on the center of every row. So what I like to do is wrap the cap band 2 times around one of the pins, like so. And then I grab my hook and I grab the entire cap band, pull it over, and connect it to the other one. So I do like to go through and lay all of the cap bands first, like this. I'll do that all the way up, and then I'll come back in with my hook and stretch it across. Now, if you cannot wrap it like I am wrapping it, you can also use your hook, wrap it 2 times, grab the entire cap band, oops, and then place it on, like so. So I'm going to get these cap bands laid really quickly. The only one you are not going to lay it on is the very last one at the very top. So I will be right back. Okay, so I jumped ahead and I have all mine laid. And like I said, you're going to need to grab your hook and stretch the entire cap band over so that it's wrapping around both. So take your time, go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back here when I am done. Alrighty, so I am all done, and this is what your loom should look like. For the next part, we're going to need to be flipping the back side of our horizontal band, which is my purple. We're going to need to be flipping the band right here. It sits right under the cap band, that purple one, over the pin and towards yourself. That could be really difficult to do with the loom facing this way. So I recommend turning your loom and facing it away from you. So so that the openings are facing away. If you look here, it is the second band down. If you count the cat band as band 1, the purple is band 2. There is a little itty bitty space right here. You can get your hook in there, you grab it, and you just flip it over the pin and let it go. Come on this side. Like I said, there's a little space in between that pink band and the pin that your hook can snuggle right into. Makes you be able to grab it, and then you can flip it over the hook, or excuse me, over the pin and release. And it will look like that. Come up to the next row. Second band down. Grab that purple band and flip it over. You can't do it from out here because of that pink band. So you have to do it from in here. If the pink band is too tight against the pin, you can just move it over with your hook. Sorry, my hand is making it go blurry. So I want to show you what it looks like from the front side. This is what it's looking like. You can see how it's flipped over the front of the pin. I used to go like this and reach behind it, but I found that that is a lot harder, and I imagine it will be a lot harder for most of you. So that's why I recommend doing it with it facing away from you. So we are going to do that all the way up. So far, everything that we've done is identical to my Scorpio bracelet. Like I said, that was part of the Zodiac series. And I actually designed this bracelet back when I made that one. And that was the one I decided to film the tutorial on. But I kept going back to this one because I really love how it looks. And it does look quite different. And there's really only one looping difference that makes the bracelet look different. But I think you guys will like it. I think it's very unique. And this is actually the last one that we need to flip. We do not have any of those purple bands on the last row. So we finish off there. Make sure you didn't miss any. Now we will turn our loom back around so the arrows are facing us. And now we can start looping it up. So the first set of bands that we're going to be looping are the diagonal bands. For me, that is the turquoise right here. Right here as well. Now for this part, I do like to do just one side at a time, only because my hand gets in front of the camera. You can do both sides at the same time if you want to. I'm going to start on this right pin right here. Once you go inside this cat band, it will be the first band in, and you're going to loop it straight to the right, or directly to the right, I should say. So it doesn't go back to its original pin, it goes to the right. Come up to the next one. Now this time, those purple bands are on there. So there are a couple bands that you need to move, but it kind of all moves as one big cluster. I'm going to lift it so you can see a little better. So once you go to push that cat band out of the way, the purple tends to kind of move. And then it's the first band in there. Just remember it's the diagonal band that you're grabbing. And you're going to loop that to the right. Like I already said, you can do both sides at the same time. But sometimes I find that it's just easier to run up one side instead of going back and forth. But that is completely your decision. I have reached the top. This is the last one that we need to loop over. So this is what your loom should be looking like. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the left side. Go into the cap band, grab the top band, but this one goes to the left. So exact same process, just bring it to the left instead of to the right. Go ahead and get yours all looped up. I'm going to go ahead and finish mine off camera, and then I will meet you guys here when I reach the top to show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so go ahead and hit that pause button. Since I did go off of camera, you'll probably have a lot more to loop up. Once you are caught up with me, come back to the beginning. And we are going to be looping the opposite side now of the purple band. So we already looped this side of it. Now we're going to loop this side and bring it in to that same pin. So come up to the second pin up here. It is going to be, I believe, the third band down. Actually, it is the fourth band down. So grab the fourth band down, which will be the horizontal purple. And you're going to bring it in to the center, just like that. Come up to the next one. We'll do the same thing. Grab that horizontal band, bring it into the center. The only thing I would say is to make sure your middles are pushed down, just so you have room to reattach it. But this part is actually pretty simple. So just like we did with the turquoise, I'm only doing one side at a time. But you could do both. That will be the last one that you have to bring in on the top. And now you have to go to the right side if you didn't do it as you were doing the left. And we'll do the same thing, starting on the second pin up. And bring it into the center. So I'm going to jump off camera, get the rest of my purple bands looped into the center. Then I will come back and show you what we are going to do next. Alrighty, so if you're not caught up, go ahead and hit the pause button. I have all of my right side looped over. Now the next part is the trickiest part of this entire tutorial. So just take your time. We are going to be looping the pink bands, these straight ones on this pin here. And when we loop it, we're going to loop it up to connect it to the pin above, but we're also going to stretch it to connect here. So it's going to be making sort of like a triangle. So I'll show you what I mean. And we are going to work one side at a time. So we'll go in this first pin here. Grab the pink band or whatever color you use. There's only one band on there. Bring it up like you're connecting it just to the pin above it. But then also stretch it down diagonally to the right. Like that. So I guess it's not really a triangle, but it's connecting to this pin and this pin here. Now before we go and loop the next pink one, this is the part that I meant that is tricky. We have to flip over the purple band that sits right under the pink band. So the one that we just looped out in the step prior, we now need to flip over this pink one. So let me show you. On this one up here, this band right here is the one that we're going to be grabbing. It's a little easier to see on that pin because it's covered on this one. You can do it one of two ways. You can come from the inside and use your hook to move that band and grab it like that. and flip it over. Or you can come from this side, but you just have to be careful. There's only a small little opening right here to grab it. And there is a band right under it you do not want to grab, so you have to be careful. Flip it. I definitely think the other way is easier, going from inside. So I'll show you that again. Don't worry if you're like, what did she just do? So we're going to go inside this pin, push back the cat band. Sorry, my hand is so close to the viewfinder that it keeps going blurry. So we're going to push back the cat band, grab the bottom band, which is the pink one. You're going to loop it forward and also stretch it down to the right. Now we're going to flip that purple band again. So this time I'm going to go from the inside. Use your hook and you can kind of push that band inwards a little. And grab the second band, which is that purple one, and flip it over like so. We'll go in that same pin, push everything back, grab the very bottom band that's on that pin, loop it up, don't let go, and also stretch it diagonally down to the right. Like I said, we're going to flip it again. So we're going to go under here. Make sure you only have that one purple one. Flip it up and over. And we will be alternating between these two steps, between looping the pink up and flipping the purple over. Once you start to get into a rhythm, it really does get easy. But if you are not an experienced loomer, this can be very tricky. This is the last one that we will have a purple band to flip over. And then you just loop the last pink one like you did all of the others, like so. So we will need to do the exact same thing on the left side, just mirroring it. So we'll be going in the opposite direction. So I'll start on the bottom left, grab the bottom pink band, loop it up, do not let go, and then you swoop it down and diagonally to the left. We now need to flip over the second band, which is that purple one that sits right underneath of it. And we will continue doing the same steps. This side's a little harder for me to show on camera. And remember, that was the last purple one that we flipped. And now you'll just go in and loop the pink one like we did the other side. Just like that. So that is what your loom should be looking like right now. So now we're going to come back to the beginning and we are going to start looping the border. So I'm going to start on my left side. We're going to come down into this corner right here, push back the top two, grab the bottom, and we're going to loop that forward. Like so. From here we need to flip a band over. If you're looking straight down at it, it's this straight band right here. You need to grab that and bring it up and over and release. So I'll show you that again on the next one in case you're not sure which band I'm talking about. But before we do that, we need to now loop the yellow again. So there are about 4 bands that we need to move out of the way. Grab the very bottom one, loop it forward. When you're looking at this pin, you will see that straight band right here. It's very hard to do it from the side. It is the 3rd band down if you're counting, but you can't do it from out here because you need to be inside this band. So you can go inside that triangle, swoop around and grab it like that to grab the 3rd one. But I find it way faster to just reach right here and grab it here. Just make sure that when you flip it up, it is in fact the correct band. So it should be that 3rd one that's coming up and over. You can see the straight band right there as you're looking. So we're going to alternate between looping up the bottom band and flipping that straight band over. So looping up the bottom. And now we're going to loop that straight band right here. If you're looking at it like this, it's technically like the 2nd band down. If you count this yellow as 1, it's the next one right under it. Go back to my border, loop that up, grab this straight band and flip it over. Flipping my last one over here, we will loop the last border band straight up. And then there is a yellow one up here at the top, which is also the bottom band on this pin. We will bring that into the right, like so. Now all you have left to do is the right side, which is exactly like we did on the left. And you can see that straight band right here. That's the one that you'll be flipping over. So loop up your border and then flip that over. Loop up your border, flip that over. So I'm going to go ahead and get mine looped up, and I will when I reach the top, I will come on back. So I have reached the top. I just looped my last border band forward. We're just going to go in and grab the bottom band and bring it in like so. And now you're going to want to get your C-clip ready. so that we can close it up. Now, if you have 2 C-clips, I would recommend it to give it a more secure hold, because you do not want all this hard work to fall apart. And as you go to take this off of the loom, there is some tension, and it's all being held together by these 2 little bands right here. So you're going to just pop your C-clip on like so. I like to hold it like that so that the bands don't accidentally pop out as I go to remove it. So I do pinch it. I already have them attached onto the C-clip. I've removed the few on top with my hook, just so it's not pulling too much, and then I let it go. From there, I go row by row. So once you take it off of the loom, you can see this is what mine looks like. It's kind of a little bit messy, needs a little tidying it up. But once you stretch it out like this, it usually falls into place on its own. There's really nothing you have to do. So to close it up, you're going to locate that clear cap band down here at the bottom. And then you will attach your C-clip. This is where you can add a second one going in the opposite direction. On this C-clip, the opening's facing down. You could put another one on here with the opening facing up, and then you have double protection. So that's it, you guys. There you have it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too hard for you. I know it definitely is a more advanced design. So please let me know if this is something you guys enjoyed making. And if you do make one, you can tag me on Instagram so that I can see your renditions under Loves to Loom. So thank you so much for watching today. I will see you guys really soon at my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.